Hello, welcome back to Slice and Dice. I tried to generate for you. I want you to know I tried a complex generate run and it fell apart, and I am not gonna just sit here and re-roll it over and over again. It's just, I don't like it. When I say it fell apart, it wasn't like, oh, I made it a decent way. I died on like the third combat. It's not surprising. You take the big blessings, you take a bunch of curses, you die. It's to be expected. So here I am. I'm just gonna play classic card today. I don't mind playing a little classic card. I think it's quite fun. I said I was gonna try to take a break, but I don't feel burnt out. I feel fresh. So 3.0 is soon. These are a no, I think. Pain edges and start damaged are pretty bad. I like this team because it has Hoarder Healer, but it actually has no one else that I like. But Hoarder Healer is really nice. But I'm not locking in. I mean, maybe I could go slow spells, but slow spells is super variable. We'll reroll. Okay. Right. I think expensive spells is really bad. I think Wanded is really bad. I think Sandstorm is the least bad of these, or -1 reroll. But I lean slightly towards Sandstorm. In a good run, if everything goes as I would like it to, we won't even notice the Sandstorm. And hopefully that'll be the case. I'm gonna reroll here. I was thinking about it, yeah, 'cause it's like... Now I almost have lethal. Or... 3, 10, 21. This guy will run. Good to count that up there. On a Sandstorm run, you could argue for Gambler, but Lost is good and Brute is pretty good. Brute's really good early. He never dies and he does good damage. In a lot of the early fights, 2 damage is exactly what you want. It's optimal. So, you know. No complaints from me on that one. And then... The Gambler is interesting, right? There's a world where you would pick Gambler there if your team is a little worse, because you just have to take something to live. Thankfully, I am not in a dire strait, but it's not a crazy call, because Gambler can swing fights super fast. I should probably click on Big Shield in case of Roulette. I'm not equipping Big Shield, although I guess it's just fine on Squire. It's actually a straight upgrade. Oh well, I've committed myself. Sure. I think it's basically the same, isn't it? But now I can kill the Null with a Brute hitting 3, yeah. Okay. Off to a very good start, and our good start is over. Well, see, here it is. I think Cleric is the dirt. I'm hopeful that there will be some sort of fix to save Cleric from the doldrums, but I think this character is the dirt. I've had a nice renaissance on most of the characters in the game. I've had a little bit of a turnaround of opinions on almost everyone. I gave Cleric her fair shot. I gave her 2 or 3 runs. I think this character is the bottom of the scum. I think that is the pawn scum. I think there's no save in it. There's nothing nice to be said. Cleric is the worms. Cleric is the dust. And the only thing I wish is that Cleric was not. 3 plus 2. At this point you have to lock the 2. I'm gonna be working on, by the way, I don't know if I'll have this done in time, but I'm gonna be working on a beginner's guide to Slice and Dice for the release of 3.0. So if you have any good ideas, please do come hit me up in the Discord. Link in the description, by the way. If you have any strong feelings, you can also leave me a comment, but I will admit, as much as I don't like to admit it, I am a little sporadic at reading comments. Sometimes I'll go a few days where I just don't have it in me. But I will try to, usually I read the Slice and Dice comments. It's usually like if I have a few bad runs of Wild Frost, I'll just turn my eyes away. But if you have anything that you think would be helpful, I think the big thoughts that I have, what do I think I would need to teach someone who's new to the game? That's the question. What do you need to know if you're just learning? The big thing that I think is tough to see if you don't know is when you have to settle. So let's talk about it right here, right? On this specific turn, this squire settles for 1, or the law settles for the 1 damage. Because there's something to do with it, you have to recognize first that I'm not stopping this sandstorm hit. It has to happen. And so, like, even if I max roll, it's done. However, this 1 mana adds nothing to the table, which is why we're going to reroll it. Because 1 mana doesn't really bring me any value. So we can just roll for the 3, because with the 3 we might actually have lethal now. First, I am 1 off. That's okay. Actually, you can hit your... Speak your truth. That'll be fine. Yeah, I think understanding when you have to settle, because basically Slice and Dice is a game that has the capability for you to have a finish on your turn. How's the best way to put this? If you ever end a round with XXXXX, 99% of the time you did something wrong. That is not the game's fault. This is a pretty easy pick, actually. I think Spellblade goes better here. Let me just move the Death Skull over to Squire. Like, and what you did wrong is either you drafted a team that is bad at rolling, or you did not settle. However, I find a lot in strategy game discourse, people do not like to accept when the RNG was controllable. So that's fine. It's hard to admit that you fucked up, I find. And a lot of people just don't want to do it. Which is, you know, I don't blame you. It's not fun to admit that you made mistakes. But Lead Boots. Lead Boots Spellblade is super good. It's not fun to admit though, like, oh yeah, well I shouldn't have done this, but you have to really look for it. But sometimes it's also worth noting that sometimes it is not your fault in video games. Some games the RNG is truly out of your control. I'm looking at Balatro right now. You can't see me, but I am looking. I'm looking at Balatro currently. I'm gonna go imbue 3 poison into the Cyclops. Poison stunning Cyclops is a waste, actually. This is a good piece of information to remember. If he gets stunned by poison, he takes his turn, he gets stunned, and then he unstuns immediately. Because poison goes before the round ends, but after he takes his swing. So, always stun Cyclops yourself. Never let it go to poison. Does this team support Enchanter? I think Enchanter is good if I have a reason to take her. I have the +1, which is good. Enchanter loves +1s. But I think Warden is good, and I will not be clicking on Enchanter here. A real testament to the fact that I have taken seriously my desire to give everyone a fair shake is that I thought about that. Back in the olden days, I would never have thought about that. We get to double foretell here. Splint Seer is kind of giga. These guys are kind of made for each other. Very nice. You want self shield for sure. Splint is dying to... Oh, the bell. He does 3. Fanatic can be killed. I have 10 mana here to play around with. So now Fanatic... I mean, Fanatic does need to die here. Probably just bandage, right? This looks fine. Because I got 2 foretells out as well for that. I don't want to say goodbye to Splint. I didn't realize. She's so good. She and Seer? Better than Seer Priestess, even. Sorry, my mistake. I just want to foretell forever. Although I probably shouldn't, because I'm almost certain that I have lethal here. By quite a bit. Hex is good. I think diving suit kind of sucks, but you can use it here to give Seer like 2 1-mana sides, which is pretty garbage. I think Hex is super good. The ability to just target fire and kill an enemy is very nice, because you can kill birds with it, and also ghosts very, very easily. 2 of the biggest threats just fall down to Hex. Brute should have rolled. Oh well. That was a misplay. Brute should have rolled for a 3. Just die. Although, it's always a little bit better to kill the bones. I'm finding. Just because it's nice to use their explosion. Yeah, but I should have rolled for the 3 damage last turn to be able to 1-tap a bones. I should stop and check there. But we go 4. And then you realize that it didn't actually matter. And then you realize. And I'm 1 off. There's no reason to take losses here. I'm pretty sure. Oh. Fair. I think I might actually have to lose Spellblade. Let me make sure I'm not missing something here. You go imbue 4. It ends up the same, I think, no matter what. You go like this. But you're still gonna be just shy, I think. Yeah. Okay, so Spellblade should die here. Wait. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I think Spellblade just takes it. It's fine. You take the win and leave. Medic Herbalist. It's fine to go Herbalist. It is interesting that I think Splint is a little bit better than Herbalist in this spot. Obviously not, because Vine is just the most powerful. But yeah, Spellblade has this 2 damage copycat and nothing to copy. Does this fight look strange to you? Slimer Sniper Whiz. It doesn't seem right to me. I'm sure it's normal, but my theory is I think... Wow, Seer. Alright, buddy. Just tell me you don't want to be here, man. You don't gotta do that shit. We can actually Vine into kill. That's so good. Holy shit. Doesn't even matter that he's wasting my time. Thank you, Herbalist. I'm sorry I doubted you for even a second. I'll block the whiz. My theory is that this game uses a sort of point-buy system for the fights. I don't know this for sure, but I have a feeling that the enemies are all weighted a specific amount of points. And the game generates fights based on what floor you are on, and then like buys points basically. So that's why sometimes you'll see fights and you go, I don't know if I've ever seen this before. I'm a big fan of Door, and I don't really like Updog. Yeah, I think Door is super good. This is actually pretty close to worth it for the Sapphire. I will take this, although I think usually I would not. I'm willing to take it because we can go Sapphire on Warden. We get the Door value, which goes actually to Brute here, who now hits 4s. And I can Vine through the Graves. So Brute will just bulldoze this heavy weapons jinx, I think. Assuming he hits his side. Okay, we will stop here. This is good enough. Oh, actually, he just dies to Hex, which is on E? Oh my god. Yeah, as expected, I am good enough here. The add of a second grave isn't that big of a deal. I think I would not take that if I didn't have door, though. Just of note. Because door really makes that less scary. I mean, we are out here at this point. Sharp shot granite. It's an interesting pick. I think that Spellblade is significantly better than Sharp Shot, so I'm probably gonna pick up Granite. And that's fine. Granite can have the door, although, I mean, 4 damage repel is actually pretty slick. I think Granite can have the Sapphire too, because here's the classic question when your gray is the one with the steel side: who is shielding you? Granite, who is shielding you? The answer is typically nobody. But we do kill 2 bones here. This is the ideal for sure. Fine. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I think the big thing about Slice and Dice, though, as you're trying to get into it, something you have to remember is that even though 1 in 6 is not that likely to happen to you, you have to play this game understanding that it will happen to you, right? To me, I have a big problem of trying to play the odds in my mind, where I go like, oh, well, 1 in 6, that shit doesn't happen to me. But inevitably, it will happen. Eventually, sorry, my mistake, you're gonna low roll. And playing this game is playing around the low rolls, for hard anyway. I think for unfair and beyond, it actually changes quite a bit. Because instead of playing around low rolling to try to win streak, you're playing to high roll to survive low rolls. Which is, you know, different strokes for everyone, right? Sorry, I think the saying is different strokes for different folks, actually. But sometimes I'll start to say a popular saying and then I'll just back out randomly. Different strokes for everybody. Yeah, that's what they say. Not really. We have this bird dead. This is what I was saying. You can go Vine into Hex. And we just stun the spiker. Man. And we get to foretell. Our mana output is crazy. And, you know, I think in the past, I have been too harsh on Seer. It's perhaps a little late for me to have this moment of realization, but I think that Seer is better than I thought. He's very much like if Splint was a tier 2. I think that's all you can really say about him. Because he generates you a bunch of mana and then he fucks off. And usually his mana is enough. Oh, Roulette. Interesting question. Would I click on Roulette here? I think I would. I think you almost certainly do. The only case against it is that I have Lead Boots, which becomes obsolete for this, but I think Roulette is good enough. Now, in these middle fights, I actually think I prefer Sapphire Skull. Because if Roulette hits this 7, I'll just win the fight. Normally, I would big shield her here, but I think I'm down for her to just live her life. Ha. Roulette, don't, you don't have to feel this way, Roulette. Reach out for help. It does not have to be like this, but, you know, it's fine. I don't care about her losing health, and her death is like, I'm gonna win most of these fights. We just have to eyeball it and recognize if we are in a position where we will not win the fight if she dies. Which I'm sure we'll see at least one of. But getting down to just Ogre Null. Plus, when she dies, I get to foretell. Should be all but fine. And live fast, die fast is good into Sandstorm for sure. But it can start an unhealthy snowball, I suppose. Done. Paraiba Conduit. I think Paraiba is like giga broken. I think this is so good. But we don't really want to play long. The thing is, Tourmaline Paraiba doesn't need to play long. It starts being insane value on turn 2. And then beyond that, it's just ridiculous. So, I don't love Conduit either. I think it's kind of whatever. This fight, by the way, you definitely cover up the death. She's good to die here. I mean, she's probably gonna die here anyway, actually. Come to think of it. Oh, she rolled it. If she lands a 2 and hits it into a Thorns, I actually think it's fairly unlikely. If it happens, basically. See? Fairly unlikely. She is just dying anyway, is the thing. So I'm gonna let her roll. The whole roulette thing is that she can roll to 0 comfortably. This fight's tough. We need to be respectful. Roulette always dies here to double eliminate. Yeah, I just wanted to check that. So if that's the case, I should stun the bandit. This fight is very not good for me. We gotta make sure that's clear. This is not a fight where we're having a good time. Oh man, everything is good. I'm dying here. You have to be aware. They are killing me. Okay, I'm ready. Having Roulette die turn 1 is grim. But Brute, actually, you know, fun one to see. You don't see this too often. He lives it. The 4 means you're gonna kill... Actually, I think that's super good. I think we kill both bandits. You could stun the Thorn, but it's petrifying a gone side anyway. Wow. These have been some subpar rolls, but we first kill you. Man, thanks, Herbalist. We're good now. The big fear here was that I was going to die to Sandstorm, but I did not die to Sandstorm. And now the fight has swung back around into my favor. Can I get some mana, Herbalist? You have Tourmaline. No? Okay, fuck me. I gave you Tourmaline Paraiba. You're supposed to be using it. The fight swings back around on me. The Thorn wins this. Does she have Tourmaline Paraiba? I guess not. Okay. I mean, we regen through 2 Sandstorms here, which is absurd. Barb gassed. Wowie. This team seems to know what it wants to do. Look, I'm not complaining about Roulette Barbarian. I think you're crazy to click gassed here too. We have a very obvious winning play. I'm just gonna no, Lead Boots Barb doesn't even do anything is the problem. I don't want that. I think he gets the Blood Amulet for sure. Honestly, Lead Boots here, 2 regen is pretty strong. And you can take Big Shield off of Roulette. She dies in this fight anyway. May as well go out swinging. 6. I think maybe that was a misplay. Perhaps I will live to regret. 2. I mean, you don't need to do it, Barb. Okay. Alright, buddy. This guy's gone. He's gone fucking mental on me. I have the fucking Suicide Squad here, though. It is what it is. They're just gonna launch themselves. Yeah. Have to kill yourself on a 4 damage swing. That's a shame. Well, it appears I'm going to be foretelling through this. What the hell? This brother has gone 6, 10, 10, 6, 10, 10. I keep saying to myself, well, I don't want to lock the 6 first round. But like, what the? Bye-bye, roulette. Now he dies, though, is the issue. But, you know, any fight you walk out of, I guess, is good enough for me. Barb's kind of dragging his feet here, though. Okay, thank you, Herbalist. Don't do it again. No way he goes 6, 10, 10 again. I'll settle. I should probably just take the 6 at this point, but like, nah, fuck it. There's no way he lands on the 10. That doesn't happen. See, there we go. Finally, I got a max roll. Barb dies, but I guess I just win anyway. He's always dying. I want to do it with Vine. Actually, if I'm going to do it with Vine, I should do it to stop here. Okay, it was a little bit icky, but whatever. Great Sword. Great Sword is super strong here. Iron Blood Pendant's also kind of whatever. So Great Sword is good because I have a lot of ways to make this strong, and it's fine to just add another good side to my repertoire here. I'm down to just throw in another good option for Seer to hit. Because it's not like I have to try to hit above a 5 with Barbarian. I need to take this off of Roulette or Herbalist though. I don't know what I'm thinking. 4 damage pain plus a 2 cleave. I think the strength of Roulette here though is rolling for the cantrip hits. Like cantrip into 2 is good. But you should go for the 4. Okay. This is also okay. What are you dying to? Is it just this? It is just this. He hit an 8. Okay. Well, the eternal trick to these fights is to just let the fanatics do whatever they're gonna do. This is a free one. And this is a free one. Yeah, we're gonna spend our mana. We don't have to do anything other than let the fanatics kill themselves, pretty much. But if my Herbalist rolls her X here, I could probably die. Or the growth. Okay, I'm probably clear. Just of note that I think I opened myself up to disaster. You're not gonna inspire. Is anyone hitting Granite? No, Granite's just dying of, well, Ligma. The Wisp is hitting Granite. I'm 1 away from being allowed to press this. This fight is just a bit of a puzzle now. Because I'll always win from this spot. I should probably just take the win, but on the way, I'm gonna try to save someone. You're gonna keep this. We're gonna roll for a few cantrip or cleave hits instead of this big 5. And then you're rolling for Bloodlust. Okay, let's see where this puts me. Here, there. Okay, I'll call it good. I think you fuck around and try to save 1. Oh my, oh no. Monka. Ooh, okay. Let me get Weaver here. And please God, stop trying to force lead boots value. I don't know what to do with this greatsword. I guess it could go on Weaver. I don't care a ton. Okay, they both rolled X's. We're clear, everyone. Wipe the sweat off your brow. It's all good. We're clear. We're clear. This is only 2 mana. I should roll for better. 3 is good. I'm trying to stop my barbarian from dying for like 1 fight. Am I clear? Hang on. I mean, there's no way these eggs hatch next turn. Okay. I mean, if they rolled their hatches, I think it would even still have to be very spectacular. Dragon eggs are like... I think they're... I'm glad they're in the game, because they should basically never do anything, and if they ever do something, it's really funny. Not for me, but for you guys. Silk Cape Weaver... It's pretty good, but if I had kept Spellblade, it would be a lot better. Not that I think I should have, but Silk Cape Weaver is pretty good. You just always roll mana, so you know what you're doing. I don't really like Iron Crown, and I mean, I think the tier 8 or 10 is often bad. This is fine. I know what I'm doing with Weaver now. You could even go so far as to do a lead boots here now. As long as he doesn't go like singly. It's like a 1 in 36 for it to be bad, right? He has to back one of the single uses. That shit doesn't happen to me. Greatsword Barb, I think, is silly. Maybe this. Okay, what is this? Mana debt. I think I care. The demon fight is kind of scary though. I will breathe a sigh of relief when I am out of here. This will do 6. Okay, Herbalist. I was just about to talk about how I was thinking about keeping Herbalist. No longer. Ah, and now it doesn't do 6, does it? Does not do 6. No. I'm 1 shy, because I can't Vine because of mana debt. It can do 6, but doesn't matter, does it? Yeah, because the whole idea was that I would get a big hit off of this. As you wish. Let's see if we can sneak out of this with no death. Good. They do 6 on their hit. What are you? Oh, you're dead. Okay. No complaints. Hexia, 1 complaint. Profit, no complaints. So super easy. Actually, I guess it's not super easy. Surgeon is interesting here for sure, but yeah, I think it's probably always profit here. The thing about Surgeon is that I do get Operate, which is very powerful here. But we can shift our game plan very swiftly here into profit. We can bank mana for Soothe spam. It's kind of hard to do against Hexia, but we can do it. We go profit. The interesting thing is that I do not want I don't want Silk Cape on Weaver now, because he needs to be able to dodge occasionally. I think a lot of the time we're just launching into Hexia to kill her. Like a lot of the time it's just like hit 10, go off basically. If I want to commit myself to that, I could. Priba goes here. We can play it by ear. It'll depend, because if I'm getting chain petrified, it can be worse. But yeah, I'll let Hexia. Usually you decide what you do against Hexia. This will be Hexia decides what I do against Hexia. Here's 4. Do I want to just hit the gun? I'm killing off 2 imps. But she's making a demon. Let me reroll. I want the heal. This is only 2 mana. Don't do it, Barb. Thank you. And I'll do it. We can slow play Hexia from this spot. We have a lot of time now. Yeah, if they just want to sit here and spawn, I will take all of the time they want to give me because I have Tourmaline Paraiba to give me mana forever. I can just build up to Soothe. Although slow playing with Sandstorm is a little bit sus. I think Prophet will just outdo it though. We're just gonna soothe our way on through here. That's 2 regen, right? Yeah. It's smart for me to burst this demon. Weaver won't die. The regen is just gonna neutralize Sandstorm. Yeah, the Petrify is what scares me here. This is an 8 damage pain. 2 cleave kills this demon. Kills this demon too, actually. I think we have... Hang on. Goodbye, Barb. Could stun Hexia, but that doesn't seem right. It could be... So 2 here. Actually, 2 on Hexia, I'm pretty sure. Barb gets Giga Petrified anyway, so I can cash him in for 2 mana to make this a 4 mana. We take Hexia down quite a bit. And then we kill the demon. Stun this. You'll die if I do anything here. So I think we just wait. I have 2 rerolls though, so we can play a little more. Let's consider. Redirecting Hexia's Petrified to Granite is probably the best play. And then if I'm gonna play slow, but clearing the demons is the best slow play. Okay, so I wanna lock... I wanna reroll this, because a dodge here is ideal. So we're gonna look for a redirect. Dodge is good. What about 2 mana? Oh, whoopsie. And then I can soothe. 2 mana lets me play soothe. It's not crazy, but I really, really want to roll for it. Because trading Granite's life here is optimal. Okay. It's fine. Not the ideal, but it's fine. Because this just kills the imp as the roll, which is okay. That guy trades his life. Oops. It's fine. Hexia basically passed there. Roulette is good to go. I'm gonna look for 5 mana out of Weaver and a redirect out of Granite. I'm good with Roulette cashing out here, because getting 4 Petrified is a shame. Ah, what the hell. We'll keep her alive. Oh yeah. I can do this too. Petrifying here is also good. I was gonna petrify or redirect the mana gain or the mana burn, but Weaver will be all right. Granted, getting petrified is better. This is exactly, so I'm glad that this is happening to us because this is exactly what I said we have to be worried about. Hexia just chain petrifying me, and I'm not even sure it's that big of a deal. Because the only reason, and I have to emphasize, the only reason that I have not won this fight yet is because someone here is like on a 7-roll miss streak on their mana. Someone here is just not rolling me my fucking mana, Prophet. Tourmaline Pride is supposed to make this shit a GG. Yeah, it's not even that bad, right? Hexia just slowly, there you go. Hexia just sits here and throws shit at you and petrify and petrify and petrify, but as long as you're generating some value elsewhere, it shouldn't matter. Here's 18 manners. So obviously I have lethal, but it's also fun to just do this and give myself 7 regen. Look, if I die for this, at least you can all laugh. I know I had lethal there, but I like putting a big regen number. Oh no, get ready to laugh. Oh, it's about to be such a deserved loss. That's unbelievable. It is very funny, though. I invited the evil into my home. And it still doesn't kill me. The only thing that kills me is a petrify on Prophet. Yeah, sure, you can do it again, Roulette. Go for it. I also like extending this fight because it gives me more room to bitch about Prophet missing these fucking heals. No laughing today. We get to style on Hexia a little bit. It's fun. I like to do it. But, you know, a little bit suspicious from our mana gain character. Like I said, though, you gotta play for the low rolls. You gotta accept that sometimes, despite your best efforts, you're gonna go 3 or 4 turns dry on your double side. It can happen. And, what can you do? Bitch, mostly. That's what I do. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to leave me a like, subscribe if you want to see more. I will see you in the next one. By the way, 3.0 in 4 days. Are you ready? I hope you are. I am. Have a good one.